Good evening and welcome back to Whiteboard Wednesday. I didn't even cover my screen. It didn't do anything fancy. You can see the screen reflecting off. The lights are out of control. Reason being is we had to tear down a lot of things in here because we had to have inspectors come through. But those of you who follow me know what's going on there. So lighting's not perfect. They mess with the lighting. But what are you going to do? But we persevere. Move on. What is tonight going to be about? How to spot a Nazi. What? What are you doing, Stephen? What in the world are you talking about? Why are you... What? Talk about a perfect clickbait title, Steve. Is that what you're trying to do? Yes and no. Not really, but I was trying to think of a better title, and I couldn't. Maybe you can offer a better title, but this is what I'm going with. And it struck me the other day about everything going on in the world today. Well, I shouldn't say that, Emily. We know what's going on in the world today. But I thought about it, and I'm thinking, it's amazing how people just do not understand history, how many people do not understand everything going on. So I'm going to make tonight pretty quick. I was going to do this as a podcast, a little deeper involved, but I'm going to do a little Whiteboard Wednesday here tonight, so it's a lot of names. So I'm going to name some names, I tell you. That's a communist thing. Name some names. Coke, BMW, Audi, Ford, Volkswagen, Porsche, Bayer, as in Bayer Aspirin, IG Farben, Merck, Chase Manhattan Bank, I forgot to put Manhattan, but Chase Bank, Hugo Boss, AP, the Associated Press. What do they all have in common? Some are going to get there before I even get there. I'll even put that, well, I'm not going to write down Fanta. We can talk about Fanta. But I'm going to write something down. Nazis. There's your Nazis correlation. Why are we talking about this, Steve? Nazis. We're involved in all these are sympathizers or used Holocaust victims to build some of these companies, especially Volkswagen, especially Bayer, especially Merck. Oh, BMW was big on using them too. Hugo Boss was allowed to stay in business. Associated Press, much like today's media for the Biden side of things, AP, Associated Press was the same back then. They still exist today, but they kind of softened the whole thing going on there. Now, what's this? Miller Lite, Target, Bud Light. You know, I already gave it away by writing this down here, but woke. We know what's going on with the Miller Lite, Target, Bud Light. There's other companies, many of them. They get involved with this whole trans, and now these people hate these people, so we're going to judge everybody. So we're going to say everybody who drinks Miller Lite is woke now. Everybody who shops at Target's woke, and Bud Light's a bunch of woke trans folks. So that's what we're doing. But now you have to take that same theology, that same idea, and say, okay, everyone who drinks Coke, everyone drives BMW, drives an Audi, drives a Ford, drives a Volkswagen, drives a Porsche. Bayer Aspirin has Bayer Aspirin, takes any pharmaceuticals from the Merck company, banks at Chase Bank. Hugo Boss, if you wear that stuff, I think they make clothing and cologne and whatever. And you follow AP, well, that means you're a Nazi. So we got to follow me now. If you're involved with any of this, you're a Nazi. All there, woke. Now, let me come over here. The Bible. What does the Bible do? Teaches true unity. So we have unity of hate. Everybody's hating one another, judging everybody, and you have to. Because if they're going to do that, you got to call everybody out here. They're Nazis for doing that, even though they're calling each other Nazis. A lot of name calling everywhere. So this is a unity of hate we got going on. Just a whole lot of hate going on. And the Bible teaches true unity. What is the true unity it teaches? And all of those who become born again, no matter what, no matter who, no matter where, all those who repent can be saved. Not some. All. You stick with the unity of hate going on here, none will be saved. It's very important to understand that. Some of these mainstream Christians get involved with this. Instead of getting involved and telling people boycott this, boycott that, I don't drink Miller Lite, I don't drink Bud Light, I don't drink a bunch of beer, I don't drink beer anymore. So it doesn't affect me, I guess, but a lot of people do. I don't even shop at Target, so that doesn't affect me. I don't have Bayer Oddly enough, so back in the day, there was a company called BASF Tapes. Now, I studied history a long time ago, before I was ever on this channel. So BASF tape, I say tape, they were a VHS tape. They made VHS tapes, you could record things. Years ago, when I found out that Volkswagen, Bayer Aspirin, and BASF tape, now before I learned all these other ones over the years, these here, I absolutely banned right off the bat. When I knew that they were involved in that, I there's no way I could do it. See, remember what the Bible, I'm going to paraphrase, but the Bible teaches the same thing. Once you learn the truth and you don't accept it, well, you're not doing well, my friend. You're off to a bad start. So all this is a unity of hate. None. Those who keep doing this over and over, these mainstream Christians who get into this, ban that, look what happened now. Just keep telling people the Bible. You don't have to go into long sermons either. I'm not saying that. You don't have to go into long sermons to teach the Hebrew, the Greek, the Koine Greek, how the Hebrews were, the Yom Kippur that's coming up, or the Yevanot and the Hakum and or anything like that. You don't have to do any of that stuff. Teach about these things every day. Understand, it doesn't matter white, black, Asian, brown, because, we're in a world of segregation more than we were in the 60s. I'm telling you this right now, people are like, what? No. Yeah, we segregate more now in modern times than we did back then. Think about that for a second. We segregate more to prove unity. We're united over separating. But then they want to coexist. You see the messed up thing they got going on there? The world has this whole idea of coexisting, but they separate, but they want to coexist. It's just an endless loop there, and they're on a hamster wheel they can't get off. It's kind of like being Roman Catholic. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble now. Like Roman Catholic, you get on this hamster wheel, you don't know how many works it takes to go to heaven. You don't even know what you're doing. But if you just read the Bible, you repented, you become born again. This won't affect you. Because true Bible believers do not get mixed up into this nonsense. They don't do it. Because we could sit here and we could absolutely call everybody who drives or drinks any of this, or listens or reads or whatever, is a Nazi. And over here, don't ban all these because they're all for trans, so we got to ban them too because now they're on the woke side, along with Amazon and so forth and so on. Stay here. Stay grounded in the Bible. Because if you do, some people, every day, that'll be prevalent in their lives. It'll affect every move they make, their mood swings. It'll affect every decision they make. And some, it should, depending on what you're buying or getting, although you should be living as much as possible without a lot of these things. If you stay here, all of this makes this not go away in the world, because the world will keep dealing with it, but not you. So all of that diminishes. And this expands. It becomes more important. And your life is more involved in doing what the Bible tells you to do. We'll stay with the Bible. I know it's a weird whiteboard Wednesday. I didn't have my scriptures ready to go. I wasn't sure if I was going to do the whiteboard because of the lights and so forth and so on. But again, like I said last night, I said I'm going to be here as much as I possibly can. We're in times that we need to talk about a lot of these things. So let's not get wrapped up into what now it's not even there. It's a race. It's okay to understand, learn history, but learning the history and realizing that history supersedes this history. And with that, I want to say thank you as always for tuning in. I know it was a short Whiteboard Wednesday, but as always, I'm thankful for you being here, and I'm grateful as I always will be. And now I will say with that, God bless and good evening.